The Tennessee Titans absolutely must win this weekend against the Colts, and I think they will. I'm going to tell you how they'll do it on today's edition of Locked On Titans.
You are Locked On Titans, your daily Tennessee Titans podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Welcome to the Locked On Titans podcast. I am your host, Tyler Rowland. Titans fans, today's edition of the Locked On Titans podcast is brought to you by FanDuel. Right now, new customers can bet just $5, and if your bet wins, you'll get $300 in bonus bets to use across the app. On today's show, I'm going to tell you exactly how the Tennessee Titans can beat the Indianapolis Colts. I'm going to go over the game plan on offense, the game plan on defense, talk about the players to watch in this matchup, and explain why it's a must-win, and I think the Titans will win in Week 3. Before we get into all of it, I do want to thank you for making Locked On Titans your first listen each and every day. Remember, Monday through Friday, Tennessee Titans content all year round, always for free. Make sure that you get subscribed, stay subscribed. It's your team every day. Speaking of every day, shout out to my everydayers out there tuning in Monday through Friday. Couldn't do it without you guys. If you aren't an everydayer, you need to be one. No one is bringing you as comprehensive of coverage of the Tennessee Titans as I am, whether it's here on the Locked On Titans podcast, over at the Tic Tac Titans film channel on YouTube. I got you covered on all bases, so make sure that you stay locked in with the Locked On Titans podcast. But with that being said, again, I do think this is a must-win for the Tennessee Titans. They absolutely have to find a way to win this game. Number one, home game. Number two, division game. And yes, you can hear the Colts fans pounding their chest. We sweep the Titans. You haven't beat us in forever. Well, the games are always close. And that's something that me and my quote-unquote twin, Jake Arthur, yeah, I saw your guys' comments. Me and Jake had a nice laugh about that. But me and Jake talked about that on the crossover show yesterday. These teams always seem to play each other close, no matter who's better, who's worse on paper, what the records are. And if the Titans are in a close game, well, then they have a chance to win a close game. And when you start to look at the schedule, the question becomes, when are the Titans going to win a football game if they don't find a way to win this one? And if you remember, before the season, I told you, I thought the Titans would go into there by week 1 and 8. I thought that this game against the Colts in week 3 was the only win that they were going to have. So if the Titans don't win this game, then they have a 3-game road trip out west. They're going to go play the Texans and the Texans defensive line. I feel more confident the Titans could beat the Colts than I do beat the Texans, even with the Texans at 0-2, because the Texans' defensive line is one of the best in the entire NFL, and that would just totally destroy what the Titans want to do like it has the last 2 weeks. And then they got 2 more road games straight with the 2-0 Cardinals and the 1-1 Raiders. Maybe the Titans can beat the Raiders. In Vegas, though, are you confident that Brian Callahan is going to outcoach Pete Carroll, or that the Titans offense is going to outplay Ashton Genty, Brock Bowers, and Geno Smith? Like, I'm not confident in that. I think there's a better chance the Titans beat the Colts than they beat the Raiders on the road on their 3rd straight road game. And then the Titans come back in week 7 at home and play Mike Vrabel's Patriots. If Brian Callahan goes 0-6 and then loses to Mike Vrabel at home, he's going to be fired. So the Titans have to get this thing going right now. So how do they do it? All right, my keys to victory. Number one, we're going to start with the defense, because I am much more worried about the Colts offense than I am the Colts defense. I don't think the Colts defense is all that great, but their offense is humming right now. There's no way around that. But here's the thing. I am playing zone all day long against Daniel Jones. I'm running cover 2 invert. I'm running cover 2 standard. I'm running cover 3. I am not letting Daniel Jones get man coverage. Daniel Jones was able to take advantage of man coverage consistently in that game against the Denver Broncos. Here's what I want to do. I'm playing zone coverage. I want everybody on defense with their eyes on Daniel Jones. I'm not giving him any reads against man. I'm going to make Daniel Jones play with precision and accuracy and drive the ball down the field 3 yards at a time. I want 10, 11, 12 play drives, no explosive plays to let you down the field in the passing game. None. You're going to have to be consistently accurate. You're going to have to find holes in the zone. You're going to have to throw with anticipation to beat the zone. I am running zone, zone, zone all game long against Daniel Jones. I am not giving him easy outlets. Look at the game against the Denver Broncos. I've watched the tape twice now of that game. So many times throughout that game, Daniel Jones had easy dump-offs in man coverage. Some of the big explosive plays, it was man coverage on the outside against Alec Pierce. It's man coverage on Jonathan Taylor when he's running wheel routes out of the backfield. Easy dump off, and now you got an 80-yard play. Easy dump off from the 20, and now you got one of the only touchdowns that the Colts scored all game. So zone, zone, zone. And with that, I am not blitzing. I am not blitzing Daniel Jones whatsoever. So far this year, he has been blitzed on 66% of his dropbacks, and he has been excellent. And you know why? It's because Shane Steichen, the Colts offensive play caller and head coach, because you guys act like that can't be a thing when it absolutely is a thing all around the NFL. Steichen has the answers, and he's feeding them to Daniel Jones and making it simple on him. So again, I'm dropping 7 into coverage. I'm keeping all eyes on Daniel Jones. The Titans aren't going to get home, whether they're blitzing, whether they're rushing 4. They're not going to get to Daniel Jones anyway. The Colts offensive line is too good. So if you're not going to get there, then play zone and make Daniel Jones be accurate consistently. Again, invert cover 2, traditional cover 2, cover 3. I am hammering those coverages all game long. And outside of the passing game, we go to the run game because my number 2 key to victory is squeeze and scrape. This is a technique on defense that the Titans used against Lamar Jackson in the playoff win, that the Titans used under Mike Vrabel against overly mobile quarterbacks like a Josh Allen, for example, and Lamar Jackson as well. And then also, if you guys are watching the film content that I've been putting out for years now over at the Tic Tac Titans film channel, when the Titans played the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in the preseason, they were trying to get practice executing the technique of squeeze and scrape. So what is it? It's where your edges squeeze inside instead of hold and contain like you would typically want your edges to do. Your edges squeeze inside. And then your linebackers, instead of taking the B gaps, the linebackers scrape outside to the C gaps. And why do I want to do this? Well, number one, because the Indianapolis Colts run a ton of gap runs. They love gap runs, traps, whams, power, counter. So what they want to do is they want to catch you getting upfield too aggressively and then take you out of the play with a trap, with a wham. And on the Tic Tac Titans film channel, I put out a short video showing every single gap run that the Colts ran against the Denver Broncos and the success that they had. They have taken advantage of the Titans with these types of runs for years. So what I'm going to do, if you have a guard pulling around, he's trying to kick out. We see the Titans run guard power all the time with Peter Skoronski, where you let the defensive end in and you have the guard pull around and kick out. Well, if I bring my defensive end and squeeze him in as much as possible, and Femi Oladipo was good at this in the preseason, he's been good at it so far. Have Femi, have Draymond Jones squeeze in hard and meet that puller in the backfield. What's that going to do? That's going to close the running lane for Jonathan Taylor. And Jonathan Taylor is going to have no choice but to bounce outside. And when he bounces outside, my linebackers, Cody Barton, Cedric Gray, and my safeties, Xavier Woods, Amani Hooker, are going to be filling those outside lanes waiting for him. So basically the idea is you totally clog up the middle, forcing the running back to bounce outside, and then your linebackers and your safeties are there to make the play. Squeeze and scrape. Plug up the middle on the gap runs. Meet the pulling guard in the backfield. Do not create the seam. That is what I'm doing if I'm the Tennessee Titans, and they practice it in the preseason to be ready for this matchup. So we'll see how they handle the Colts run game. But if they don't stop the run, there's no chance that they're going to win. Zero chance. that they're going to win. Now, my final key to victory is on the offensive side of the ball, and I'll make it simple. Run the dang ball. Period. No question. The Titans started getting things going last week on the ground game. 4 yards per carry, 92 yards for Tony Pollard. Not only will that allow them to stay in third and manageable situations, which the Titans have had the most third and longs of any team in the NFL so far. Not only will that allow the Titans to have more manageable third downs, keep the chains moving better, it'll take the pressure off the offensive line, it'll take the pressure off of Cam Ward, it'll open up the playbook on third down, it'll allow them to go with more play action. The Tennessee Titans absolutely must rush for over 100 yards in this game or they are cooked. Period. So, with that being said, those are my 3 keys to victory. Let me know what you think is most important down below. But now, I want to zoom in a little bit, talk about my players to watch, and it's time for Calvin Ridley to get going. Do want to let you guys know that today's episode is brought to you by DoorDash. It's almost the weekend, time to take a look back and crown this week's MVP on Who Delivered, powered by DoorDash. Just like you can win every Saturday with DoorDash Streaks, saving more every time you order, this player delivered when it mattered most. Let's break it down. For me, it's Tony Pollard. Tony Pollard did deliver in a big way. He had the most forced missed tackles in the NFL in week 2. He's got the most forced missed tackles in the NFL through 2 weeks with 20. When the pressure was on, Tony Pollard came through, no hesitation, no delay. And if you've been waiting, watching week after week, you know that Tony Pollard's performance wasn't a fluke. He is on a streak. And just like Tony Pollard delivered for the Titans, DoorDash delivers your Saturdays. With DoorDash Streaks, you save every Saturday you order, stack it up all season, and you could save up to $250, including $100 in DoorDash credits. Order this Saturday, keep the streak alive. Fuel your game day only with DoorDash. Terms apply. Promo period through November the 18th. Today's episode is also brought to you by FanDuel. The NFL season is officially here, folks, and FanDuel is making sure that you're ready for kickoff with a can't-miss offer. Right now, new customers can bet just $5, and if your bet wins, you'll get $300 in bonus bets to use across the app. Again, new customers can bet just $5, and if your bet wins, you'll get $300 in bonus bets to use across the app. I love using FanDuel. Doesn't matter what I'm trying to do, whether it's player props, money lines, spreads, over-unders, putting all those things together to build a same-game parlay. Even if kickoff has already happened and I want to jump in and make some live bets, I can do it on FanDuel. It makes every game even more exciting, whether I'm watching the Titans or just keeping an eye on my fantasy lineup. It's quick, it's easy, it's the best way to add a little energy to your Sundays. And later in the show, I'm going to tell you exactly what kind of bets I would be placing on FanDuel this weekend. So are you ready to play? Download the FanDuel app now by visiting the FanDuel.com to get started. That's FanDuel.com to place your first $5 bet. Titans fans, let's continue today's edition of the Locked On Titans podcast. It's a game plan episode telling you exactly how the Tennessee Titans can beat the Indianapolis Colts. And as I explained, this is a must-win for the Titans and Brian Callahan if they hope to have any wins by the time they hit their bye. Now, we talked about keys to victory. I want to tell you the players that I am watching for in this game. Number 1, Amani Hooker. We just talked about how the Titans need to play a ton of zone coverage in this game. We just talked about how the Titans need to squeeze and scrape in the run game to push down the interior and force Jonathan Taylor out to the outsides. Well, when you do that, I talked about the linebackers squeezing to the outside, but part of that equation is the safeties as well. And I will say, Amani Hooker, good player, deserved the extension, but he has been a significantly worse player in run defense over the last 20 weeks. Was not a good run defense season from Amani Hooker last year. He has not been good in run defense to start the season. So if Amani Hooker doesn't find a way to be excellent in run defense and help out the linebackers as Jonathan Taylor is being bounced to the perimeter, the Titans are in trouble. If he misses tackles, takes bad angles, all the things that I've seen him do on tape over the last 20 weeks, then the Titans are in trouble. It is a huge week for Amani Hooker. He was paid to be one of their best players, and he must be. And it goes further than run defense when we're talking about a safety. It goes absolutely further than run defense. Tyler Warren. We've talked a lot about how to corral Jonathan Taylor in the run game. And Jonathan Taylor's not going to have as advantageous matchups if you don't play a ton of man coverage. But Tyler Warren might be one of the best tight ends in the NFL already. Cannot believe that the Chicago Bears were so stupid to take Colston Loveland over Tyler Warren. I mean, sometimes the obvious is just so obvious. But either way, Tyler Warren is a problem now. And the way that the Colts are using Tyler Warren, they're hitting him on sail routes out of the backfield, which are like corner routes. They are using him on crossing routes over the middle of the field. And if the Titans are in zone, or when they do go to man, it's probably going to be Amani Hooker who gets that matchup. So Amani Hooker has a huge game ahead of him here, whether it be in run defense with Jonathan Taylor bouncing out, or whether it be against Tyler Warren in the passing game. But if Amani Hooker doesn't step up and have a great game, the Titans are not going to be able to win. They're simply not. Now, I'll say this. I think Amani Hooker is going to have a great game. And as a matter of fact, I think Amani Hooker gets an interception this week. Put it on the board. Put a pin in it. Amani Hooker will get an interception this week. I think he's going to step up in a major way. But we focus so much on defense. Obviously, the Titans' offense is in a tough spot. But let me do one more thing before we go to the offense. One more thing. With the squeeze and scrape, I only have 3 players to watch, but I'm going to add a 4th, Femi Oladejo. This is a chance for Femi Oladejo to dominate in the run game. They are going to attack him. They're going to send pullers to him. Femi Oladejo has to dominate in the run game like he's been doing through the first 2 weeks. And the Titans will be in a good spot. So keep an eye on Femi too. He is my extra player to watch in this game. But on offense, it's Calvin Ridley. So I got some numbers for you here, folks. The Tennessee Titans have been despicably bad against cover one. So far this year against cover one man, the Titans are 6 for 15 with 12 yards and 6 sacks. The Colts' second highest coverage usage is cover one, 18%. The Colts are using cover one. So cover one is what the Titans struggle the most against, and it's the Colts' second most used coverage. I would expect that the Colts are going to play a ton of cover one in this game. And the reason for that is the Titans just don't have a lot of guys who threaten you in man coverage. But you know who can threaten you in man coverage? Calvin Ridley. Calvin Ridley has, 6 or 7 catches for 87 yards? 5 or 6 catches for 87 yards? So far this year, simply not good enough. Simply not good enough. And he has just not separated quite enough. And this is the week where Charvarius Ward is probably going to play, but he was banged up last week with a concussion. The Colts don't have a lot of great cornerbacks outside of that. So get Calvin Ridley good matchups. Put him in motion. The Titans just quit using motion after the opening script last week. They just quit doing it. You got to put Calvin Ridley in motion. Get him going across the field. Have him go across the field a couple of times and then fake go across the field and whip back out to the outside. All of the stuff I see Shane Steichen doing with Josh Downs on the Colts tape. Why can't Brian Callahan do that? I don't understand. They need to get more creative with Calvin Ridley and against a team that's going to run a ton of cover one. And in a situation where the Titans get beat a ton on cover one, they have to find a way to have more success against that coverage. And that success is going to happen when you move Calvin Ridley around. Calvin Ridley has to get going in this game or the Titans are in trouble. Now, I will tell you this. The Colts also run a ton of cover three. That's their most run coverage. 34% of the time. And the Titans are 15 of 26, 150 yards, and only 2 sacks against cover 3. So a lot of Brian Callahan's route concepts have been cover 3 beaters so far this year, but the defense hasn't run cover 3. So he's running a route concept that doesn't beat the coverage that he's seeing. But with how much the Colts run cover 3, well, the Titans should be able to have some success and hitting Calvin Ridley on those intermediate routes, hitting Calvin Ridley on some of those deep corner routes. That's the type of stuff the Titans need to take advantage of. So I expect a big game out of Calvin Ridley and a big return performance for Agent Zero. Now, the last players that I want to take a look at is the right side of the offensive line. I don't know if J.C. Latham's going to play in this game. I don't know if Kevin Zeitler's going to play in this game. Both of them were do not participates on Wednesday's practice. I haven't seen the practice reports from Thursday's practice at the time of this recording. So I hope that this is rendered stupid and that I can totally switch my third players to watch to Femi Oladejo and be fine with it. But if Kevin Zeitler and J.C. Latham don't play on the right side of the offensive line, then you got to look at Blake Hance at right guard and John Ojukwu at right tackle. And here's the thing. This ain't Byron Young, Jared Verse, Kobe Turner, Braden Fisk. This isn't that. Now, DeForest Buckner and Grover Stewart are great players. They are, certainly. And if Laiatu Latu plays in the game, he is rushed. He didn't play last week because of injury, but in week 1, 26 of his 30-some snaps were rushing against the right tackle. He was at left outside linebacker. So it's going to be John Ojukwu against Latu, and Latu is their only speed threat. And in my opinion, the Titans' tackles have struggled with speed, not power. You look at the rest of the rushers, and this is something that Jake Arthur from Locked On Colts talked about yesterday on the show. The Colts' pass rush is mostly power players. It's Grover Stewart. It's DeForest Buckner. It's Sebson Ebukam. It's Kwity Paye. Those are power players, not speed rushers. Latu is the only one who is sort of a speed rusher, and he's more of a technician, but he has better get off and quickness than those other guys I mentioned. So if it's going to be Latu against Ojukwu and it's going to be DeForest Buckner against Hance, those guys got to step up, next man up. They just got to find a way to play well because the Colts have an even worse pass rush statistically than the Titans. And if the Colts pass rush, which isn't very good, dominates the Titans offensive line, again, zero chance that the Titans can win the game. So I'm looking for the right side of the offensive line. I am looking for Calvin Ridley to get going against cover 1. I'm looking for Amani Hooker to make plays on Tyler Warren in the run game. I'm looking for Femi Oladejo to squeeze down and ruin these pullers in the backfield. If those 4 players do those 4 things, the Titans have a great chance to win this game. And you know what? I'm doing it again. I think the Tennessee Titans do win this game. I'm going to give you all of my game, score, gambling, fantasy predictions right now. This episode is brought to you by Square, your favorite neighborhood spots run on Square. There are certain businesses that truly make the neighborhood feel like home, whether it's the local sports bar packed on game days, the coffee shop that knows your order by heart, or the corner deli that's been serving your community for decades. These are the places that bring people together. When neighborhood businesses thrive, the whole neighborhood thrives. I mean, think about the local spot you love to go to before the Titans game. In your neighborhood, it always comes alive Sunday during football season. Everyone's in Titans colors. The energy is incredible, and it feels like the entire block is there cheering together. It's the kind of place where you walk in and everyone knows your name. The staff are like family, and they've been serving the community for years. Spending money there doesn't just support the business, it supports the people behind it and the community around it. Those local spots are what make neighborhoods feel like home, and so many of them run on Square. Like, for example, Waldo's Chicken and Beer. Square is a proud partner of more than 4 million neighborhood businesses around the world. You can go to square.com/go/LockedOnNFL to learn more. But before you do, go support your favorite neighborhood spot You'll be happy that you did. Square, see you in the neighborhood. Titans fans, let's cap off today's game plan edition of the Locked On Titans podcast. We talked about my keys to victory and why this is a must-win for the Tennessee Titans. We talked about my players to watch and what their goals need to be in Week 3. But now I'm going to give you all my predictions for this game. And yes, I'm doing it. I'm going back to the well. I think that the Tennessee Titans win this game. I got the Titans winning this game 27-23. And I know what you're saying right now. 27 points. You think the Titans are going to score 27 points? Well, listen to this. The Titans scored 19 against the Rams. The Titans scored 30 points 3 times last year with Will Levis and Mason Rudolph. So I absolutely think that the Tennessee Titans can score 27 points against this Colts defense. This Colts defense is not that good, and it's nowhere near on the level of the Broncos or the Rams. It's not. Now, maybe the Titans offense is just so despicably bad that they can't put up more than 20 points, and it just doesn't matter what defense they're playing. They could play a middle school defense, and they wouldn't be able to put up points. I know that there are a ton of you doomsday fans out there who are going to say that in the comments, and that's how you feel, and okay, sure, whatever. But I think the Titans offense is better than what we've seen. I think the Titans offense is getting a defense that's significantly worse than the 2 defenses that they've just played. I think that the Tennessee Titans got the run game going against the Rams. I think they're going to keep the run game going. I think that they're going to play action more. I think that the Titans' answers that they've had the last few weeks will be better for the questions that they're going to get this weekend against the Colts. And again, this is a must-win game, guys. The Titans have absolutely no choice. They have to win this game, or they may not win a game until November. Like, it's that simple. There has to be an insane level of urgency right now for this team. And I think that they're going to find a way to do it. I think that they're going to bring the Colts back down to earth. I don't think the Colts are as good as everybody's acting like they are because they're 2-0 after a cheap win over the Broncos. I don't buy it. I don't buy it. So give me the Titans 27-23 over the Colts to move to 1-2 and make things feel a lot different around the team. Now, when it comes to the gambling, you go on FanDuel, the Titans are 4.5-point underdogs at home. I don't care if you think the Titans are going to win or lose. You can't turn down 4.5 points against this Colts team with the Titans at home. I can't turn that down. To me, that's a best bet of the weekend. 4.5 points, breaking through the 3-point barrier, breaking through the 4-point barrier, that's crucial. Even if you think the Titans are going to lose 21-17, 24-20, like, I just have a lot of confidence that the Tennessee Titans are going to cover that spread, even if they don't win. I think they win the game. But even if they don't win, I think the Tennessee Titans are going to cover that spread. I am going to take the over on the over-under. You guys know every week, I say I'm staying away from the over-unders. I don't know. But this Colts defense is going to give up points. I think the Colts offense is going to be able to get some points. I think this is an over. I got the points total at 50. So I'm definitely going over 43.5. Now, it's time for my beautiful, dark, twisted fantasy player of the game, and I'm going with Calvin Ridley. I think Calvin Ridley has 6 or 7 catches for 80 to 100 yards. I think Calvin Ridley gets a touchdown in the red zone on a drag route against man coverage. I think Calvin Ridley pops back up this week. He's getting the targets, he's getting the opportunity, and now he will get an easier matchup. This is the week where Calvin Ridley returns. This is a Calvin Ridley redemption week. I fully believe that. It's time to get him going. Now, if you want something a little more secure, I think Tony Pollard's a great play this week as well. But I'm going to go with Calvin Ridley because in the fantasy community, people are worried. Calvin Ridley, is he ever going to jump back up? Was it a mirage? This and that? No. It's time for Calvin Ridley to do his thing. It's been a tough start to the season. just like it was a tough start to the year last year for Ridley. But this is a matchup where he can turn it on and make a massive, massive difference. So keep it at plus 100. I got the Titans plus 4.5. I got the over 43.5. I got the Titans winning 27-23. So, of course, I like the money line as well. When it comes to a fantasy player, I'm going with Calvin Ridley. And remember, this is a must win. If the Titans don't win this game, they're staring down the barrel of 0-9 by the bye. Cannot accept it. Cannot afford it. Have to win the game, and I think they will. Let me know your score prediction down below in the comments, or hit me up on Twitter at TikTok Titans. Hit me up on Instagram at Locked On Titans. Hit me up on Facebook at Locked On Titans. Hit me up on TikTok at TikTok Titans. And make sure that you guys check out the TikTok Titans YouTube channel for all my film content as well. But that's going to do it for me today, folks. As always, I am your host, Tyler Rowland, and this was Locked On Titans.